Here with more on the investigation into the assassination attempt on former President Trump is former FBI Special Agent Maureen O'Connell. Maureen, you just heard in Jeff's report there, they had the drone shot, and he said he could see the FBI agents there. You worked on cases like this in evidence gathering, and I think much of the country is looking at this story saying it's been 2 weeks. How in the world is it that we don't know from the FBI what this guy's motive was?
Well, motive, is implied, first of all, by the fact that President Trump was his victim. But also, there are a lot of people that do these type of crimes just so that they can become popular, that they can become infamous without putting in any work at all. And that's something that we've seen over and over again with these active shooters. They want to get their name on the map, and they're not willing to roll up their sleeves and do the work to really do great things to get on the map, so to speak.
And Maureen,
with regard to the go ahead, Greg.
I wanted to just, for our viewers, you're looking now from our Fox flight team, a drone shot there on the right side of your screen of the shooting scene. That is where it happened, and the difficulty of gathering evidence there when we know there was, at least outside of the secure perimeter, a lot of people that weren't checked, that his bags had not been looked through, and now you have the task of finding out what you didn't know.
Well, I think one of the things that's going to come out in the after action report is that it appears that local law enforcement, from all the reports I've read, they were tasked with doing things like, crowd control, parking and, traffic, things like that. And then they get there and the op order all of a sudden says you're going to be a sniper in the roof. And my understanding also is that a lot of these police officers were volunteers. That's all. The volunteer part is separate and apart from this. However, when you have when this thing gets sprung on you, and then you have the briefing that morning, and no one from Secret Service shows up, that's just a recipe for chaos. We have what's known as ICS in all incident command systems, and we use it in any type of situation, from this to a massive event to a plane crash to the Oscars, you name it. We use incident command, where we talk about how we communicate with each other and where we do it and all this type of stuff. And it's just absolutely crucial that you get the comms element down. And what that would generally look like would be, if you have 5 agencies involved in this mission, you have 5 members from a member from each agency in one room with their radios, so that if something comes over the FBI radio for me, I tell the team, or they hear it off my radio and they put it out to their people. There seems to be a real lack of communication on every single level for this particular event.
That's for sure. And so, based on what we know about what happened, and as our viewers can see from that live drone shot, we were talking about the difficulty of the outside venue that he was in Butler, and going back to Butler soon. When you hear former President Trump saying on social media that he wants to return to outdoor rallies, what is your take on that?
Well, I think a real problem is that we have pretty much, over the last 2 weeks, taught hundreds of thousands of people how to become a sniper with very little skill. So I think it's a problem. I think it's going to be a big problem. Security-wise, it's a problem. For manpower, it's a huge problem. And until they figure out that component of comms or communications, it's dangerous and it's dicey right now. Let's try to get things together and get organized a little bit more before we embark on something like that, in my worthless opinion.
No, it's not worthless, because you bring the experience, and that's why we appreciate you taking time. We've got to leave it there. Maureen O'Connell, thank you. Have a great weekend.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.